Alrighty, today I'm going to be introducing Photo Story 3 for Windows. I couldn't find anywhere if it said it works for MacBooks, but I know when I used this in one of my summer classes that students with MacBooks were using it, so I'm sure it is also compatible. You do have to download this from the internet. It's free, which can be kind of sketchy. I did some reviews before downloading it for that class just to make sure it wasn't going to download anything like sketchy onto my actual computer. And I also didn't think a professor would give us, a program, that would be bad for us. So anyways, this is what Photo Story 3 looks like when you first open it. And you have a couple different options here. You can begin a new story, edit a project, play a story, or continue working on the current story. And I'm going to continue working on the current story just because I had already opened it up and played around with it a little bit to see what I was going to say before I began. So here we go. So the next step is this. And when you start from scratch, it'll look like this basically, but without these little boxes down here and without obviously the slideshow because I created that for a summer class. What's really cool about this is that it's kind of like Loom, but instead of us being in this little circle down here, it's just our voices. And so you can see each of my slides here have numbers, and those are just how long I talked for. And it's a really cool program. It's a little slow running, but this is how it works. You import pictures, and then you can edit them or type on them. So let me import a picture here. We'll just redo this one. So then once that's there, you can go on to the next step. And what's really cool about this is that you can type in your note, this is the title. So this is Claude Monet's sunset impression. And that's how it pops up. And then like a book, like a Word document, you can change how it's centered, and you can change how high up it is in the picture. And you have cool little settings here that allow you to change all the font and styles and sizes, which is cool. It's kind of like just Google Slideshow, but instead you can add a voiceover in the later process. So this is where you add the voiceover, and you can add voiceover sections for each little place, which is really nice because then you can pause it, gather your thoughts, and go on to the next slide. And this is really helpful for students who maybe have anxiety about presenting in front of the class. Kind of like Loom, you'd be able to use this for a particularly anxious student. They would be able to make a Photo Story 3 for you and submit it, and that could be how they do their presentation. So right here, it says type notes here to aid your memory as you narrate this picture, which is really cool because then you avoid the hassle of shuffling note cards in the video and all of that. But then, you get a little sidetracked because the notes here can be pretty small. That's what I realized here. Yeah. So I found myself when I was doing this presentation over the summer, I'd get a little stumbled because not only are these are the notes small and I have just awful eyesight, but also you can only add so many words. That would only be a few notes. So if you have a slide that has a lot of notes, you have to end up scrolling, which can be a little awkward. I really wish that this was a little bigger for students who have vision problems. So then the next part is you get to create music or select music. And because I don't have music downloaded to my laptop that I could demonstrate that for you guys, I won't be doing that. But that's just another step a student could take to make their presentation more interesting, I guess. So I really like this because there's a little preview button. And here it is. Then you get to preview your video. I won't, just because I don't need everybody to see my Claude Monet presentation. So then at the end, students can save it to their computer however they want, and then they can upload it to YouTube the same way that we upload Loom for Rachel's class. Alrighty, and I'm not going to save this again because, well, I've already saved it twice, apparently. And I really like this. It's a little clunky to use, and it kind of runs slowly. I've noticed that since downloading this in Loom, my computer needs to restart a lot more and just take its time thinking a lot more, so that can be a negative affordance. Another thing is that if students don't have a computer where they could download things, because I know when I was at home, my dad was like, absolutely no way are you downloading anything into the family computer ever. Like, that's just not something he was okay with. So you have to go into, do they have a laptop? Will their parents allow them to do this? And because it is a pretty hefty program, normally I would suggest that you keep this on like a school computer, because school has the IT teams and everything that could really help troubleshoot the problems that this could create. And then that way, students could come in before or after school, which could become a little bit of a time hassle, but I'm sure they'd rather do that to create this than to actually present this. So that's Photo Story 3. I intend to use this or Loom or something similar in my classes just because I had a lot of presentation phobia that I didn't really get over until I got to college. And everyone in high school was always telling me, oh, Mary, you just have to practice more and like get comfortable. But when you're in high school, sometimes you just don't get there presentation wise, and that's okay. Like, these skills can come later in life, and doing a presentation through something like Photo Story 3 or through Loom can really help take away that anxiety of presenting. And students still learn those important tools like making eye contact. They can do that with the camera, about like speaking at a right volume and everything. And so there we have it. Photo Story 3. Now I forgot how to stop the Loom video. Oh, there we go.